Hello everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today we have a War of Brothers campaign. Our first round is going to be Hilltop. You're seeing an overview of that, followed up by our second map, which is going to be the Railroad Cut. Before we get into that, thank you to our Patreon members for the support. If you'd like to support, go to the link in the description where you can get a live stream of all the broadcasts we do. You can advertise your regiment in the bottom of our videos and get an additional broadcast per week. Our teams for today, on the CSA side, you have the 7th South Carolina, 7th Louisiana, the Kentucky Orphans, 20th Georgia, Army Northern Virginia, Archers Brigade, 14th Tennessee, 1st Ohio, and the Midwest Brigade. Whereas on the Union side, you have 5th Corps, New York Volunteers, 3rd United States Horse Artillery, and the 5th New Hampshire. So, server pop today, it's 310. In balance is 9 towards the Union side. Artillery-wise, CSA have 5, Union have 7. So, the infantry in balance overall is 7, which is not that bad at all, but Union will obviously have a little advantage there. CSA does have a regiment with buck and ball. I looked, and it doesn't look like Union has buck and ball because the regiments are randomized in this. So, with that all being said, here we are. Infantry can't move out till 42. Skirmishers can move out right away at 45. However, skirmishers can't cap the point until 42, which is why you see these skirmishers now just starting to cap the point. Rest of the infantry, like I just mentioned, they're starting to move out, and they can only quick time until the 40-minute mark. Frontline reporters today, for your Union perspective, you have Parker here from the 6th New York, and from the CSA side, you have Corn Pop from the Army in Northern Virginia. Very appreciative of those POVs so we can see what's on the ground as well as in the sky. Co-commentating with me today, we have Phantom. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, guys, I'm Phantom from the 7th Texas. I just came in to have a fun time and broadcast with Eagle tonight, guys.
Yeah, hell yeah. So, appreciate you're here. So, Conquest or Hilltop, what's your strategy for this map if you're either team?
Honestly, on this map, I mean, shoot, this is a hard one, honestly, because it's a big open map, but I would like to see them push out of the wood lines over here down to this open dirt field that is, let me see, it's to the north of the B flag, and just kind of hold this snake fence right here. That's the best starting strategy, I think.
Yeah, you saying that for CSA, that's a good starting spot?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, yeah, this map's interesting because there's no really, what is it, favorable point to either side. It's not like there's a point close to CSA spawn, there's not a close to Union spawn. All 3 points, I don't know the exact times off the top of my head, but all 3 points are kind of in this weird middle area where both sides can kind of compete. Haven't watched this map in a while, but it should be good to see. So, Union at B for the most part. Their skirmishers won that. They got a CSA flag, which is a nice start. And Union's kind of splitting up into 3 prongs. Similarly, CSA is doing the same thing, except the largest CSA prong is going to A, which means they have a smaller group moving out to C. And it looks like Union's going to get that C point first, but CSA is going to get A. If you are watching and don't know what Conquest is, there's 3 flagpoles on the map. Whoever has more flagpoles is dealing a ticket drain to your opponent. And, for example, if you're up 1-0 like Union is right now, they are dealing 1 flagpole's worth of damage. If you're up 2-0, you deal 2 flagpoles worth of damage. If you're up 3-0, you're dealing 3 flagpoles worth of damage. And there's a counterattack, but we'll get there if that happens. If each team has 1 flagpole, they cancel each other out, and nobody loses tickets. So, let us begin. Actually, the Union that we're going to see kind of divert and are staying in the middle of the corn. What is Union doing here in the cornfield? Some are going towards the CSA wood line. Some are going to C. It's a little confusing. CSA looked to get A and C, though. Interesting.
It looks like TKO is going to be here at C first.
Yeah, I was surprised because you had a lot of Union moving through the corn here. It's the 1st Maryland guys from 5th Corps. They're just standing in the center corn, and they could have gotten to C first if they continued hustling, but they kind of went off, and now these 5th New Hampshire guys are trying their effort at C, which, as you mentioned, TKO is there trying to cap for CSA. But looks like CSA is about to get a 1 flagpole lead, and they're actually making an effort towards the B point right now. The skirmishers trying to use the cornfield. Oh, never mind. They turn away. It's 20th Georgia. See, that's the thing. Unlike contention, conquest, when your opponent has a flagpole lead, you got to move fast and decap one of those points so that you stop losing tickets to the flag loss. Flags deal a significant amount of damage. And the flag ticket loss rate is a lot larger than that of a normal just shootout from a distance. So Union's got to move fast and decap one of these points. I'm guessing it's going to be A because Union does not have a large group by C. And towards the cap point of Hatch's attack in the center side of the map, got 5th Corps hitting 20th Georgia, but going over to A, Union's making a push. And so CSA's kind of holding back. You can see Union's dive bombing the point, just trying to decap it. And you'll see teams do this a lot. High risk for Union, though, because CSA's just sitting back, spread out, shooting towards the clump of Union. You can see Union's pulling off smartly, trying to make sure they don't all get destroyed, but they all pulled off. They stopped the decap, which is a little fascinating.
It looks like we're about to have a charge on C point over here.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, it looks like CSA's overwhelming that pretty quickly. That's the wild part about Conquest is when you get a full server like we have right here, the chaos, it's just something's always happening in this game mode.
Yeah, for sure. I think CSA C points is going to be theirs for a little bit unless they get a bigger Union team down there to grab it.
Yep. And that's the thing. I mean, TKO is the only CSA group defending C, and that's a sizable group. Union has a lot of guys near B right now. They're making some effort at A, but I feel like Union pulled off because they saw how many CSA were shooting at them, and they're like, even if we decap this, we're not going to be able to hold in. They'll just rush back and take it. But Union's got to get moving soon. Tickets are evened up.
Right, and the thing with A is it's in the middle of a big open field, so it's just a hard point to cap.
Which, it's very much so. If anything, Union should push into the wood line to the northwest north of the A point, and then push out of the woods and then flank CSA. That's frankly your best route, because if you try to cap the point in the open field, you're just going to get slaughtered. So you got to wipe your opponent before trying to make a push for that point in the open. So I think you got to push around. Granted, officers are not in a scheme chat. They are just trying to communicate through in-game voice chat and sending runners. Also remember, I never mentioned this, but they don't have bayonets until the 30-minute mark, which is not the end of the world. It's charges will be the same with or without bayonets. It's just the charges without bayonets will take a lot longer because it takes 3 hits to kill someone with the butt of your rifle compared to the 2 hits that you would normally see to kill someone with a bayonet.
Onto the fence, gentlemen, onto the fence.
For England! For the king!
For England! Boys,
It looks like 20th Georgia just came out of the woods, out of their spawn. It looks like they're pushing back some of the Union team.
I don't get why Union is so hesitant here. You can understand why, but they got to make a push. They're being very indecisive right now on what they want to do. They push forward, they fall back. They've done that 2 times, I think, already.
Don't mind us. Don't mind us. We're just running around.
And now 3rd Usher is going into the woods right by 20th Georgia, and 20th Georgia is going to charge them out. We're going to have a...
Guys, right, double. Thanks for that flag. Get all the rocks in a bit of fire.
It looks like CSA's pushed the Union completely off of A point, out of that field and everything.
Yeah, Union trying to at least get a little more cover here because it's a hard spot in the open, and they move to the snake fence to take some shots. CSA artillery is going to have a field day with that, although they might break that snake fence a little bit. And while some CSA tried to go for B in the cornfield, some A and V guys, but looks like they are going to get wiped. Except for Corn Pop. Never mind, he died.
Keep your nerves, stay together.
What I don't understand is why don't the Union get a bigger force down the sea? They could easily overwhelm TKO with one of their big regiments.
Right, exactly. And they don't know exactly how many guys are at sea, but you would at least, here's how I would see it. If oh my goodness, the 5th New Hampshire guys just got shot up by the few TKO guys. But if I'm Union, right, Union just tried to push A, and they saw how many CSA are there, and they got defeated really easily. Each side has a similar number of people on it, which means if you see a lot of guys in one place, there's probably not a lot of guys in another place. So if Union, like you said, if they sent some forces over to C, they could easily overwhelm TKO. It's like you don't know how many guys are over at C for CSA anyways, but I feel like you can infer things after a while, and it looks like Union's doing that right now. Here comes
it looks like we got a big force going in.
They're splitting up in the 2 groups here. Maybe they're trying to do a little pincer. But hopefully they go in at the same time, if anything. That would be crazy if TKO defeated these groups individually.
Yeah, this one group's going to flank over behind this house and I think get behind them.
Yeah, they're doing that, but that other group that broke off, they're kind of going in right now. Oh my goodness. TKO might hold this, we'll see. The most southeast prong engaged in an initial shootout. They don't have a flag there, and they're slowly being chiseled down, whereas the other group by the house, they're just showing up there. I assume they have the flag? They don't have a flag here? Did I... Oh, no, they have a flag.
No, there's the flag out here, yeah.
Yeah, I was a little further back. I was like, what the heck? Oh, it got died.
And he got dropped.
So, Union goes down to engage. CSA's up almost a half a morale stage right now. I don't get why Union split up there.
It looks like they're charging in on these TKO guys over here. Wipe them. That was easy.
Yeah, they get their flag, too. It's kind of a trade here in flags.
They're going to go ahead and just hard push C, it looks like. Just bayonet in there.
And they have their flag back in their line, so they should be able to get respawns. Johnny Happy Feet, with I don't know if he doesn't have any pistol shots, but he just got bonked to death while staying AFK. Crypto's flag bearer just ran in there. There's some A and B guys here as well. And TKO is going to get the hold here. And the Union flag. Wow. I was shocking that Union kind of split up the way they did.
I agree. That was very uncoordinated for the Union. That was an easy push if they would have just done it right.
Just stick together as a blob. TKO was kind of spread out there. Move quick in as a blob. And that's your best bet there. They got a little too cute there. And now, looking back at A and B, Union has basically almost fallen back to the B point. CSA is starting to get a little aggressive on that snake fence that Union was holding at. See NYV and Third Usher there kind of in the open right now.
Fix bayonets.
Fix bayonets.
Oh, they're on left. Left-west.
They're charging their...
So, I mean, you could see the tickets. They are... Union's dropping. Like, even down one flagpole, it doesn't feel like a lot, but it is over a long term. So, bayonets are now live. So, melees will be a little more aggressive. Looks like the rest of the Union that retreated from A went to B. They are maybe going to make their way to C. Never mind, they're huddling around a big rock. They're circling around it in the corn. Looks like they're reforming.
Alright. You want me to go up there, grab their tank? You guys...
Let's see. CSA might make a little attempt here at B. You do see some CSA on the top of the corn side. An Officer Canada there from 20th Georgia. He's kind of going in, trying to scout things out before his friendly line goes in. Looks like 1st Ohio is going into the corn now. Jeez. Now it looks like the rest of 20th Georgia is going to go in. If CSA collapsed from A, not that they would, but if CSA saw how much they could outnumber Union here, they could sweep through and take B, which we'll see if they do. Here comes that group on B right now.
It looks like the Union has another big force trying to push down the C.
Yeah, it's Yeah, and those Union guys that got wiped earlier, the 5th Corps guys are moving in from Maine. The whole Union team is essentially pressuring C outside of, I think, 3rd Usha and NYV. TKO, actually, it's A and B's here as well. They are having a little tough task as a charge here at C.
Oh, non temi no more.
And they're still holding. Union should be able to overtake this eventually. Briefly looking at B, CSA starting to collapse from the A point, and Union's kind of in a pincer. CSA starting a decap at B. However, Union charging in, and they're finally going to get C and get that 4th flag back.
Yeah, there's the last couple TKO guys are just gone.
They fought very, very well for the situation at hand, and they delayed nearly the whole Union team long enough to let their friendlies push towards B, which they're actively decapping. 6 New York's trying to stop it, but don't know how long it's going to be. But they do get the decap that'll temporarily stop the bleeding, but it's almost a whole morale stage difference right now.
It looks like CSA is about to get B.
Yep, they've decapped it, so that ticket kill rate continues. You have some Union trying to charge at B. At least flank the CSA hopping up and over in the corner. 3rd Usha.
Up and over, jump, up and over, jump on this.
Get the enemy flag on the Yeah, get the flag on the pole.
Up and over. Nice.
Get it up, boys. Get that thing up.
And
Looks like Union just loses the flag at B.
Yep. Rest CSA starting to come up and over. 7 South Carolina. Meanwhile, you have some 8th Connecticut guys going into B now. Union do get C, but CSA is about to get B. And here comes some more Union. 3 officers from Union are going into B now.
On Adam.
Anyways, rest of the Union's moving out from C. A little spread out, but they're all going different directions. CSA from A starting to move out to hit that snake fence, and we're about to have a big old fight right on B.
When you start hearing them yee-yees from the Confederates, you know it's about to get bloody.
Union take the snake fence initially. There's CSA behind it as well. CSA is kind of weak here, and you do have a good group or so. It's probably TKO that's heading back to that C point. It is. Union is there to hold it down. 1st Maryland guys were there. And Union's gunning it to B again. They definitely outnumber CSA here. So Union's going to get that point back, and they're going to be able to start. At least gaining
We're about
some
to have a
tickets back.
charge here over at C. Some TKO and 5th Corps going in at it.
And both sides drop to the next morale stage. Union breaking through. They might go to A, although some more CSA reinforcements moving in. Midwest Brigade for CSA. And Union actually kind of pulls off. Midwest Brigade saves that, but did TKO lose that charge at C? If you were looking at that.
Yep, yeah, they lost that charge. They have A and V's going in with just a small regiment. They're going to get overwhelmed quickly.
Yes way, Maryland, D.
Certified on me.
Yep. So for now, Union has the advantage on the field. You have some more charging occurring in between B and A, which 6 New York wins that.
God save the king. God save the king. Sorry.
Union's not going to make it easy for them to get back that C point at all.
Rebels in the air!
Yeah, I almost wonder if TKO is going to stop going for C, or they might, because a lot of Union is kind of sitting at C defending it.
Down the fence, guys.
MWB.
Kramer, we need help on. Hey, man, we need help.
Michelle,
Hold, guys. Hold.
I got the
Honestly, the Union can just keep them from capping B and C. They should have this game if they just keep the ticket going down.
Yeah, they got plenty of time to do it. I mean, 7th LA and Midwest Brigade are being charged out by NYV. And 7th LA is going to get wiped in between A and B. CSA seems to try to be reforming around A.
14th Tennessee is going in on that charge.
Man, these charges are not stopping. One group goes in, dies. Another group goes in. It's just nonstop.
Hey, they actually took some of those guys. It looks like they have a chance at winning this charge. And they have the advantage there. They overwhelmed the Union.
Ooh. Yeah, and they got a Union flag as well.
I got the flag.
So, oh my goodness. CSA has a lot moving out from main spawn towards C right now. You got TKO. That's surprising there. And 20th Georgia looks to be joining them, moving from the center. So it seems CSA strategy is contest the flanking points, A and C, not B as much. Meanwhile, the 1st Maryland guys are in the corn. And TKO's about to walk right into them. Decoy, you're walking right into a... Oh my goodness, decoys.
This is about to get bloody.
And TKO does a charge, trying to get back for them, jump scaring their leader, but it was not much of an effort there. They do have their flag back, it looks like, but see how far they make it. A and V is starting to go for the C point. Yeah, if anything, I don't know. I think CSA needs to contest A and B and send a small force to C to at least keep Union on their feet. Make sure Union can't just abandon the point that they still have to defend it. But for Union, I think just holding B and C is perfectly fine. It's kind of a similar thing. You fight for 2 points and then you slightly harass that last point so that the other team can't leave it. It's going to be a little hard for Union to harass the A point just because of how in the open it is, and also you have CSA artillery by it. Union artillery is there as well, but it's not like it's as big of a deal. CSA...
It looks...
Yeah, sorry.
It looks like CSA is about to get C back here. They're about to decap.
Yeah, at least a decap, I would expect. Which, a decap would be huge because at this point CSA has been losing a fair amount of tickets. I mean, it's almost a half morale stage difference at this point. So a good little decap there.
Big charge over here by the house at the C point. It looks like the Union's pushing them back to the woods.
Where's that flag of theirs?
Indeed, but yeah, that's the thing, right? I almost wish TKO would just help the rest of their team, or 20th Georgia would head back, because there's a lot of Union guys here right now, and the thing is that if you can keep a lot of Union at the C point by only sending A and B, who has a smaller force tonight, I think that'd be a good use of manpower, and send everyone else to the other side of the field. But looks like those 1st Maryland guys are moving in to retake the point. You do have TKO trying to go around the side again. Instead of... They're using the corn to their advantage. 14th Indiana also in the corn, about to hop up and over, trying to bring a flag to C, but Union's about to retake. CSA collapsing from all sides. Meanwhile, between A and B, Union's kind of charging out. CSA was holding on the snake fence.
Hey, NYB, there's going to be another regiment to your northwest. Oh, yeah, you see him right there. There's 3 flags. They are fighting right now.
Flag to the front.
Over the front.
Alright, we need our friends to take C then, bud. We're doing all we can here.
And CSA is about to start collapsing in on the Union in between B and A. Union retaking C. But I assume there's going to be some fighting there shortly as CSA was kind of surrounding them. We'll check back in after this charge is over between A and B.
Fight him out, fight him out. Fight him out. Fight him out.
It looks like the CSA is going to take that charge.
Yeah, they're definitely going to throw. Yep. I saw a Union officer or 2 still alive, and I'm like, oh, maybe, but then the officer died, and it's like, wow. Meanwhile, 14th Tennessee, not caring about the charges, just bonsaiing the... Oh, never mind, they're holding wrong, because I thought they were going to the point. Anyways, at C, the Union group there is kind of running around trying to defeat the individual small CSA groups who are kind of just harassing C. CSA is attempting a decap. I don't think they're going to get it, though. CSA is about to drop. They're taking losses as well.
I got it, I got it.
Shoot him down, boys. Shoot him down. Shoot him down.
That guy jumped over, that guy jumped over, that guy
So Union wiped CSA at C. They're not wiped yet, but they're pretty much wiped. So it's only a half morale stage difference right now. It's probably one of the closer conquest matches I've seen in a while.
It looks like 20th Georgia might be going into some artillery action over here.
Yeah. Got a nice couple of out-of-line skirmishing kills. Oh, and artillery's getting out of dodge. They don't want any piece of 20
Let him
Georgia.
up, boys. Let him up.
I mean, I don't blame them on that because 20th Georgia outnumbers them by quite a bit.
Yep. No,
It wouldn't be smart for them to sit out there and lose tickets.
Yeah, because I don't know. I think CSA again needs to send a small group to C, and CSA really needs to concentrate on B, or CSA really concentrates on C and sends a few guys to B. But it makes more sense for CSA to go to B, because if they only send a small force to B and the rest to C, Union would probably just push up and take A.
Company moving to the left. Enemy company.
So the CS has got to make a move because Union will take a lead eventually. Now, the question is if this continues for the rest of the round, is there going to be a draw or a Union win? Because if each side is in the same morale stage, then it's a draw. It doesn't matter how high or low you are on the stage. If everyone's on the same stage, it's a draw. Some shooting at C right now. 5th New Hampshire is going against TKO and A and B. You guys simply outnumbered. But their friendlies reinforced.
Give it to him, Maryland. Give it to him. Lock him up, Maryland. Aim low, aim low.
Aim low and to the left.
Low to the left.
Aim at the
That
left.
forces the CSA guys to kind of shift their defensive spot a little bit. And so Union probably going to be able to hold that out. Man. Oh, man.
I don't understand what TKO is doing over here at C because they just had a couple men just individually charge and die, and now they're retreating back into the woods.
Get him, get him, get him, get up, get up, push him out, there you is, push him out, horse artillery, push him out, come here, you cousin lover.
Yeah, I get why TKO wants to keep going for C. I mean, it's a part of their plan, but they've gone in there. It's their second or third time, and they've died. I think it's their third time in a row where they've gone in and died, so...
You would think at some point they would just join up with the rest of their team and try to push like over here at B point or something.
Yeah. I mean, I still think sending a force to C is important, a tiny one at that, but no, I agree. TKO is a large enough force where I think they don't need to do that, but Union set up a big old defensive line. Normally where Union tries to go on Hatch's attack, the skirmish map, and you got a lot of Union on these rocks right on B.
I will say the Union's been using this cornfield in between C and B to their advantage this whole game.
Yeah, their main defensive line is kind of on the perimeter of it, and yeah, they've been using it well. So the thing is, CSA has kind of sat and shot at B for a while. There's been a lot of charging in between A and B on the snake fence, but you understand why CSA doesn't want to bonsai towards B, but they gotta make a move at some point. We're almost at a point where that ticket lead they had is gone.
It looks like TKO might be shifting up to B finally.
Yeah. I mean, it really feels like Union has a lot more guys in the field, and the imbalance is even. That's wild. Union's actually charging CSA in the woods right now. Close to CSA spawn. It's 8th Connecticut. And Union gets wiped in that little push.
TKO, baby! Hey, watch it, watch it. Where are you going?
Oh, they're coming, they're coming.
Keep shifting a little right. Keep shifting a little right.
Ender's in trouble.
So you got more Union effort pushing through. I mean, CSA, no one from CSA is near C, and so Union's just going to try to push through the woods and really solidify their ticket lead, which they now have. Hearst, Maryland is hitting TKO and A&D in the back.
It looks like they're going to overwhelm the CSA there and take that charge as a victory.
It's going to hit him and potentially breaking. Got more Union reinforcements coming out of the corn, charging CSA here. 14th Tennessee now getting charged out. Some more CSA reinforcements trying to move in to assist, but they're coming in a little late.
Hey, take that flag down.
It looks like the Unions are going to take them woods.
Yeah, I heard one guy just yelling blob, blob, and yeah, every time we see 5th Corps getting a big old blob, it's usually destructive. It's just because they have so many men they can overwhelm you. 20.
It looks like Midwest Brigade's going to push into the woods and try to see what they can do now.
Yeah, unfortunately, they're the only ones in here right now. And if Union turns around here, they will probably wipe Midwest Brigade. You do have some CSA, though, heading to Fort 20th Georgia. So they might pinch to that. CSA first to hit breaking. What a turnaround.
Stick with me, stick with me, stick with me, stick with me.
Looks like 20th Georgia's going to run down the open field.
They're trying to go in the point. They have friendlies moving in behind them. They got 3 flags right in that tiny area. This could be a huge chance for Union to wipe their flags. Which 8th Connecticut guys are shifting down to the B point. They saw CSA moving that way. Union's kind of getting shot hard, so they're repositioning.
Oh shit! To the right!
To our right, to our right, to our right, to our right. Yeah, from the sun point, from the sun point.
And 7 South Carolina trying to go in with 3 guys. They're not going to do much. Union got a whole lot of reinforcements moving in on B right now. And nothing is at C. That's the thing. You got to send one tiny group to C.
It looks like 6th New York is going to charge them out over here. And they just took 3 CSA flags.
That's wild.
Oh, what are these disgusting fucking flags?
I noticed at the first of this round, the Union was playing very skittish, but they kind of got their, you know, how they wanted set up, and they started playing very aggressively, charging into everything they can see. And so far, it's worked out for them really well.
They've completely taken control of this match. And the thing is, Union has the flag lead. They've got to get CSA down to the last stand, or else this game's going to be a draw. Yeah, so what's interesting about this event is it's a campaign, it's a War Brothers campaign, and the flags that are captured by either team matter at the end of the round. So I think, now I could be wrong, please correct me in the comments if it is, but I think the losing team moves back a certain number of spaces based on how many flags the winning team has at the end of the round. So
Nice.
Union's going to try to get all 3 flags if it gets to that. CSA is at least going to try to defend 1. They get 2 flags out. 1 just died. But Union's looking to pull this one out. CSA is spending a small group to see it, but Union's there. Union got there right back there at the right time. Union's actually charging in between A and B and their artillery. Archer Brigade guys are here, but 6 New York at 3rd Usher is going to go in there for a wipe.
For the Great British Empire!
I don't think it's going to end well for these South Carolina guys that are about to go into sea.
Yeah, they're a little outnumbered. Only like 2-3 to 1.
It looks like they're about to get pushed in from the corn, and they're about to be overwhelmed here in a second.
Well, I think they could take them. If they turn around. I'm kidding, by the way. They just got wiped out of nowhere. Union's up by over half a morale stage now. They're not even in breaking yet. Yeah, it looks like they're gonna hit CSA the last stand. I mean, it's been 2.5 minutes, and CSA's gone down half a morale stage. And CSA is just kind of dive bombing that point, and that's adding to this flag advantage that Union has. Wow.
This Union artillery is tearing up these 14th Tennessee guys, and it looks like we're about to have a charge onto them, actually.
Union does hit breaking, but they're going to hit CSA in the last stand, and Union's... What a turnaround here from Union. Union's going to keep pushing them.
Push it back!
Avenge Kevin! Brace. Get him down, man. Fuck this guy.
It looks like Union might get overwhelmed on this, actually.
We'll see. It's kind of close. CSA flags are pulling back. And Union's going to win, at least on that rock. I don't know if they're going to be able to push much more, but they are going to get him in the last stand. You even got Union going deep into the CSA woods to the northeast. They're just cruising through that woods. So, at this point, CSA cannot respond now that they're in last stand. And so, CSA is going to try to defend this last point until the end, so they don't retreat as many points. Union's going to try to take it, though. Now, the round will end in one of two ways. One of three ways. Either the clock runs out and Union wins that way, or CSA gets wiped. All but 3 are dead. That's the second way. Or if Union cap that third point, then a 3-minute counterattack will start. But if Union hold for all 3 minutes, then they'll win. But if they kill all CSA during the counterattack, the round will end that way as well. So, 2.5 minutes on that clock. CSA main spawns are moving in. Because once you hit last stand, if you're dead, you respawn automatically, and you're just going to charge right into them.
Hey guys. Have you ever heard of the Mongo dog? Brace right.
It looks like Union's going to get overwhelmed on that charge at the spawn over there.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I mean, Union's trying to rush the flag out, which is all that kind of matters in the end. And at this point, Union's just trying to get them down.
There's only 2 of you now.
So you can see CSA collapsing at A. Some Union guys are trying to decap, but they're not going to get it. Union's starting to move out.
What a hell of a way to die.
And you even have some Union guys making their way towards the A point. And interestingly, CSA is actually going for the C point here. They're not going to be able to win the round, but if they can at least make sure that Union can't have this point, that's huge for the command port. You have Harold here from the Union side, just standing still right next to the CSA advance.
Fucking traffic jam, holy shit.
Anyway, CSA is just trying to get this decap. It takes like 30 seconds to lower a flag, so they've got to do it. These 14th Indiana guys got to hold off for 30 seconds. 6 of them versus, I don't know, 20, 25 guys. Union looks to be... Union's on A. We'll see if they get a decap. I don't think they'll have enough time to cap it themselves. And CSA has started the decap of C.
Get that flag down. Get behind him.
It looks like they might decap A, actually. There it is.
Yeah, look at that. But CSA should be able to get C. So, what a turnaround there for Union. Phantom, your thoughts for this round?
Man, I think CSA should have pushed harder on C. If they would have focused in on C and they came through that cornfield, I think they could have got B pretty easily too with their whole force.
Yeah, CSA was trying to push C, but they weren't pushing it with enough of a force because Union had a lot of guys holding that. But, yeah, what a turnaround from Union. CSA took the outer points first, and then Union kind of finally settled in, took B and C, and then just pretty much held those 2 points for the rest of the round. Really well done. What a catch-up from them. Good fight from CSA. The thing is in Conquest is that you got to be moving towards the points, and you got to be doing something to get that opponent's flags down because, I mean, Union had that flag for the rest of the round, and they took the dub. Easier said than done, though. Anyways, we'll see you all shortly for round number 2. All right, here we are with round number 2 on the railroad cut. Skirmishers have been engaged. Union's going to start the cap at B. Infantry started moving out. Before we look at that, though, server pop is at 310. Imbalance is 12 in favor of CSA. CSA has 6 on artillery. Union has a few amount, 18 on artillery. So that imbalance is initially 9, but when you add the 12 imbalance in artillery, that is a 21-man imbalance, infantry-wise, in favor of CSA. So, CSA is probably going to win this game. Union artillery on this map is not that great. It's okay at C, but outside of that, it's just enough of an elevation where a lot of those shots, in my opinion, are kind of blind. CSA has better artillery position because they can move the guns and actually contest B. Anyways, Phantom, what's your thoughts for this map here?
Honestly, this is going to be, obviously B point's going to be your main point that everyone's going to focus on. But, if either side plays this right and can get a different one of the other 2 points and just hold it, I think whatever side does that will be the side that will come out victorious on this one.
Yeah, so Union's got the C point, CSA has got the A point, and the skirmishers for CSA prevailed. And they're going to get that B point up. So 20th Georgia, a skirmishing regiment, I guess. But they're still quick timing out big beautiful lines. Remember, no bayonets until 30-minute mark, but now that we're at the 40-minute mark, sprinting is good to go. I saw you, Ronald. You were sprinting 3 seconds before the time started. How dare you? Kidding. Alrighty. So that being said, most of Union, let's see, you got a regiment or so for Union going to B. You got a tiny group for Union going to C. A huge chunk going through the corn. I don't know if they're heading to A. Meanwhile, on the CSA side, you got the majority of the team heading towards A. The other half heading towards B. And for some reason, this B point, even though Union can run to that point quicker, it's obviously a little different with skirmishers getting there first, but Union, or the team that always spawns on the Union side, always seems to have trouble at the B point. I'll be intrigued to see if the Union side can actually win B, assuming that's their plan to go for it. Because the issue is, CSA's got this long snake fence that they can hold on. If Union rushes the point, their CSA's just spread out and they can demolish. But Union are starting to come out that corn, and looks like they're going to try to flank the CSA and wipe them and then collapse on B. Here we go!
Grab the flag, grab the flag.
Union's actually just going straight in. CSA's a little spread out right now. TKO's getting wiped.
Keep charging, boys. Keep charging.
So Union's just going to keep going here. I mean, if we zoom out here, CSA is... They're off in their independent groups, and 5th Corps is doing blob mentality, and I love a blob mentality.
Brace left. Wait, I recognize this beard. Oh,
And so 7th LA now getting wiped, dropping a flag. And they're going to keep going. Midwest Brigade and 20th Georgia are now going to face the wrath of 5th Corps. Wow. Really well done from Union. CSA was defeated and detailed, very much so. Union's getting on B. And that was a huge move there. Really well done.
Take aim, direct front. Steady, steady. Fire! Hell yeah! About phase to reload.
So West CSA starting to move off of A. Union firmly has B. Union starting to position themselves in the wood to stop the CSA that are moving from A.
Yeah. Break your loads, man. Fall back just a little bit over here.
Yeah, break
Fall back. Break your
So
load.
Union's going to get that B point, and they're almost down a half a morale stage, but they're going to start catching back up in a moment. Union's about to wipe another CSA group. First Ohio and the few 20th Georgia guys that are alive, they're running that flag right in the Union lines, or at least the Union territory. 8th Connecticut's going to try to charge them out here.
Just keep going.
Oh, never mind.
Go to the right, go to the right.
Wow. This was not the start I was expecting. So Union's up a point now.
It almost makes you wonder what AB's doing over here to the north of the A point, just sitting in the woods.
I mean, normally Union will take C and they won't this aggressively go after B. So normally they would be holding a Union push, but Union is not going for it, which is a rarity. But we'll see how long they sit there because, yeah, no Union's coming. They've lost B. Eventually someone's got to tell them, or they've got to realize, easier said than done, that Union's not coming. So Union's set up on the snake fence to the eastern side, east-northeast side of the V point. CSA is mostly reformed at this point. And are they going to do a similar thing? Are they going to try to wipe Union, or are they just going to dogpile on top of that point and hope they can decap and recap it before Union defeats them?
These 5th Corps guys got a really good spot over here on the road, just, you know, holding them off as they come in.
Hey, we got them on the rocks, clipping us from the west, southwest.
And so, again, similar to last round, Union's just kind of picking up where they left off, and CSA, again, they've got to do something. Like, this Union does have some guys defending C. It looks like the Archer Brigade's guys, and I think 7th South Carolina was with them. They are now pulling off of that A point. South Carolina wasn't with them, but yeah, Archer Brigade pull off. Now CSA is completely at B. And here's the thing. You got 2 points. You need to harass the 3rd point to make sure that CSA can't put their full weight of their army on B. Because Union kind of has some guys defending C, just in case, which I like that. But Union's got to send a small group to harass A, in my opinion. Like, just send 3 to 5 guys. Nothing significant.
You're just hitting where your head is barely poking up over the hill when you shoot him.
It looks like Union's got their artillery coming through the corn here, trying to get it to B point.
Yeah, they got 2 K-Suns going that way. You said they're moving it through the... Oh my goodness. That's wild. Alright, what timestamp do you think they're going to make it to the other side of the corn? Oh. CSA's charging.
We'll say CSA is charging.
We'll get back to that in a second, but Union spread out really, really far on either side, and CSA is like, okay, we're just going to push in if you're going to leave the area. And at least for the moment, it's looking like they're going to get a decap, but Union's about to charge in their flank. 8th Connecticut is heading that way. Midwest Brigade going to take the brunt of this. Remember, still no bayonets.
Honestly, the mistake there for the Union is 8th Connecticut overextended themselves down this dirt road. They should have stayed, you know, by that flagpole on that fence, and I don't think the CSA would have pushed in so aggressively.
Yeah, I agree. Similarly, on the north side, Union also overextended on that side. It's the 1st Maryland, the other counterpart of the bigger counterpart of 5th Corps here. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Union just spread their flanks out way too wide. They overextended. CSA took advantage, and now they get the B point back. You can't... I don't get what... Maybe Union doesn't want CSA outflanking them, but... I don't know. I mean... If anything, if you were worried about CSA outflanking you, I would not have 8th Connecticut where they're at right now to the south of the B point. I would have them all the way to the north of the point, kind of to the right of where 1st Maryland is, if you're afraid that CSA is going to outflank you that way. If CSA does outflank you on the south side where 8th Connecticut currently is, you'll be able to see that because that's all open field. That wood line over to the south, further, south-southeast, that's out of bounds. CSA can't get in there. So you get why they're there, so they can shoot from multiple different directions, but if they're worried about the flank, they should go there. Anyway, CSA get the cap. Tickets are about even, maybe slightly in Union's favor. CSA kind of battered from that. Union's probably just going to push out right away and retake this, or at least attempt to, and it looks like they will.
It looks like Union's got a small force kind of pushing into A down the railroad tracks.
Yeah, that's perfect. I mean, you got a good chunk of CSA there trying to hold them off. And it's a few more guys than what Union has. And that's all that matters. So Union started the decap.
Con cab with 60-50. Cab with 60-50.
I need a flag.
Fire.
It looks like we have the rest of the Union artillery going into the cornfield right now.
Oh my goodness. 8th Connecticut's charging the artillery for CSA. And Union's going to get this B point back. You see some CSA, they pulled back. They're in between B and A, kind of in this wood line. It's Archer's Brigade. I don't know why they're necessarily sitting there. They're in the middle of nowhere. But 8th Connecticut is sweeping through. Blob mentality. Going to try to hit behind CSA. They're going to get a nice few shots here.
Turn around, Yankees! Turn around! Yankees, turn around! Turn around behind you, Yankees!
Southwest Yankees.
It looks like AB's going to push in to help Midwest.
Yeah, they have. And some CSA from main spawn are going to hit 8th Connecticut from behind here. 7th LA, they're not going to charge in. They're going to get some shots. They're pretty outnumbered. Bayonets are now live. And Archer's Brigade's going to charge in. Union's got B back.
Take him, boy.
8th Connecticut's not having any of it. They're getting out of there as quickly as they can.
Yeah, they're probably trying to get back, reform a little bit, get those bayonets on. They did a very good job at harassing CSA, keeping them off the point. Meanwhile, back at B, CSA is trying to charge out and get the point back. TKO's going for it, but they could get pinched and they're outnumbered. Both sides about to drop to their next stage. And so actually TKO does pretty well because the Union part that was on point pulled off. Meanwhile, to the northwest side of the map, CSA charged Union or Union charged CSA. Regardless, 7th South Carolina getting a Union flag, but the 5th New Hampshire and I think some 5th Corps guys are with them. They wiped the CSA flag, but I think CSA is going to be able to pick that flag back up. Meanwhile, CSA is decapping B. And then further towards CSA artillery, 8th Connecticut is going through and then charging again. Charging Archer's Brigade. Both sides now at engage too. Everything's happening at once.
Nice shot, sir.
I got your officer.
Please.
So 8th Connecticut's going to get a wipe there. Union kind of surround the B point right now.
Looks like Union is shifting a lot of guys to A point.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't, unless 1st Maryland here is, they're charging the 6th Kentucky portion of TKO. I don't know if Union's trying to encircle the B point, but don't get why Union's pulling so far off and continually overextending and letting CSA have a free route to that B point.
Hey, rebels.
CSA cap it and they're returning to their positions. 8th Connecticut back off though. And 1st Maryland's going to slam in. See, it's kind of like a disconnect. 1st Maryland's charging in. 8th Connecticut on the other side, who could pinch, is pulling off. There's a disconnect. Obviously, it's not like they have a steam chat where the officers can talk, but
On our left, boys.
Union's making this, in my opinion, really complicated. Like, if they just kept their guys back at B and just engaged in a big shootout when CSA tried to retake it, I think they could hold great. But instead, they're getting a little cute. And CSA is able to at least take this point and keep things kind of even here. So, CSA actually completely wiping the small Union force that went to A. They get
We've
their
got some
flag.
Union actually decapping at B.
Yeah, they're about to be pushed out. Poor 65th. 14th Tennessee is going to push them out. Union down on tickets. They barely stop it from getting decapped. And
If the Union would have had just a few more seconds, they would have had that decap.
yeah, thing is CSA would have gotten it right back though, but I mean that's a few seconds. That's 30-some seconds without a cap. Anyways, 8th Connecticut's charging into the back of CSA again. See, it's kind of like these Union guys are individual actions are doing great. Like 8th Connecticut flanking here, it's great. However, how is it helping their team in the grand scheme of things? It hasn't really. I mean, I can get one to charge in there when your friendlies are going in for a decap, but Union's really overextending and it's letting CSA get into this point. So, CSA's countercharging 8th Connecticut now, who might actually be thrown out of this.
It looks like the CSA is going to throw everything they got at these guys.
Keep moving, let's go. Go. Chase that flag,
Yep, they want to get the flag. CSA
Oh,
makes
we have Union pushing in the B.
Are you fucking kidding me?
And 8th Connecticut gets wiped with the flag, but like you mentioned, Union's now going to take this advantage because of that distraction to go into B.
Form a line, skirmish it out.
Skirmish line.
The
Spread
bigger
yourselves
it is,
out.
the better it is. Body block for the flag.
Open order, open order.
Open order.
Spread it
Two-man
out.
spacing. If we get hit by Artie, we're
Two-man
fucked.
spacing,
And
open order.
It looks like they're making a line. They're prepared to hold this B point with everything they have.
Jane, prepare to put the flag up,
And at
lad.
least to get that cap. Yeah, CSA now kind of reforming. And we have one Union flag down right now. The Union's going to try to get this decap. Or recap. These. I don't know why Union always has trouble on this middle point. It never makes sense. I've never seen a match where Union take it and hold it. It's like CSA will take it. Like CSA will win on this point consistently. I never understood.
Oh, good heavens.
And CSA already is starting to come up and over.
Looks like CSA is going to come in on their flank also. AB is. Down the road, there's about to be a battle on the road behind B point.
And it's the 8th Connecticut guys who don't have their flags, so if their guy dies, they go back to main. Some charging in, some sitting on the snake fence getting the shots. Archer Brigade trying to hop up and over to get at least some cover from the relay.
You guys are missing me, dude. Yo, you guys suck.
Hold on, don't move.
And the CSA is going to retake B. Everyone's in there now.
Yep. We got a killer shot from Union, but
Thank you, sir. Let me shoot this guy.
Yeah, I got you.
so yeah, some 14th Tennessee guys charge 8th Connecticut as well. Jeez, this is everyone's just running, and it's a back and forth on this B point. CSA's up for now.
It looks like Midwest Brigade's about to get wiped over here in this south corner of this field.
Yeah, first Maryland's there, so CSA get the decap. Looks like they picked up 8th Connecticut's flag. And CSA is about to get B back. You have some CSA, 7th South Carolina. They're running by the Union artillery in the corn, but it looks like they're... I assume they're going for... If they go to C, they'll take it. No Union is there right now.
Looks like they're worrying about getting this artillery back in, and I would imagine they're going to push the C.
Oh, they gotta... I don't know why else you would hop in the corn if you were here. They're not going to be able to wipe the Union there.
They need to move. NYV, I think they know they're there. They're about to come in on them.
Ready to go.
Yeah, there they
Straight
go.
on, straight on.
And it looks like it's going to be a charge, and
Oh, man, that's unfortunate.
this is not a good idea here.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, they're definitely outnumbered, and we can see that. You definitely don't know numbers in the corn, but that just sucks when you see C wide open like that, at least from our view. And miss chance, but it's not like they necessarily know.
This 7th South Carolina guy, Winchester's over here by himself. I don't know what he's doing.
South Carolina could still go to the C point. They've kind of reformed, but they're sitting there. No, CSA's got B back, though. Tickets.
Oh, it looks like the Union's about to take A.
Oh my goodness, they are. What a move here from 5th New Hampshire. Hey, they're bringing good numbers too. They're They're not new, Reg, but they are newer. And it looks like 6 Kentucky's going to move over to try to stop this. And the 5th New Hampshire, they don't have a flag, but...
Get him off, get him off, get him off.
Looks like Union's gonna try to get this B point back real quick.
Got it.
Yeah.
So that's a good decap that's going to prevent at least Union from losing tickets. And that's going to throw CSA off. And as you mentioned, Union's pushing in on B now, and they're going to get a decap and maybe cap it. Potentially getting a 2 flagpole lead. Oh my goodness. 5th Corps is flanking the CSA who stayed here at B. A lot of CSA went back to A. Look at that. A tiny decap has caused a lot of distraction. CSA spread apart. Union taking advantage. A lot of CSA are heading back to A right now. What I assume...
Honestly...
Yeah?
Go ahead, go ahead.
I was going to say, I can imagine that when an event when you don't have a Steam chat, if you see your save point go down, your reaction is, I better go to that point because I don't know if my friendlies are. And I assume multiple people think that, and so they all go back. Anyways, what were you going to say?
I was going to say basically the same thing. Like, you know, CSA's putting a lot of men at A point that they don't need, that they could have used over there at B point. And I think it's the fact that, you know, they're not communicating. They don't know what's going on. They don't know where anyone's at.
You can't blame them for not knowing anything, because when a decap happens like that, you're like, oh crap, I need to go retake this point as quickly as possible so we can get it back. And so you're just kind of going. They don't have a Steam chat here. It's not like they can communicate that live. They can't put stuff in the text chat per the rules of the event. And so that's the chaos caused by that decap from 5th New Hampshire. I mean, that really did. And now Union's temporarily up 2 flags, and that huge implications. CSA does get A back, but I mean, that's huge. And now CSA might be forced to have guys sit at A.
The Union just got lucky. They had a lot of events that took their attention, the CSA's attention off of B. They got B back. And if they play this right, if they keep B, you know, I think they could have this game easily and turn it around for themselves.
Yeah, they just need to not overextend, sit near B, wait for CSA to go in, shoot the living bejeebies out of them down. 5th New Hampshire needs to keep going to A, even if you're sitting at a distance and just shooting. Keeping CSA at A will help your friendlies immensely at B.
You see these 8th Connecticut guys are about to overextend again to the south of this cornfield.
I mean, if
or
they,
not cornfield, but the south of this field.
If they stop on like the edge of the wheat field and they're trying to get flanking shots, maybe they go up to the rocks. I don't mind that as much, but if they sweep around to the artillery, at that point it's kind of like, okay, you're kind of far away. On the other side of that little baseball field, 65th Illinois is here, engaging with Archer Brigade. CSA starting to make a move for that B point.
And NYB is the only Union regiment that even has a good point of view right now of B.
Hey, good little arty shot. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know.
See, I don't understand about all this overextension over here that they're doing with the 8th Connecticut guys.
They're
lucky way out of the field.
Yeah, they're lucky that CSA is caring about them. CSA, similar to earlier, they need to dive bomb the point, or they need to wipe the CSA holding or Union holding here, that being 6 New York,
North by northwest,
88th New York,
fuck it.
and the 14th Indiana guys. And Parker is going to run out a little bit with his guys, trying to prevent a decap, but it's a little
like
late.
they're gonna.
Oh, artillery saved it!
I predict they are.
That was a good shot on Union artillery. And it looks like Union's going to keep B point for now.
What are you trying to do? What are you doing? What are you doing?
Yeah, great artillery shot. That's huge, so Union can keep it. Anyways, on the other side, Union charging through, trying to wipe CSA on their artillery. Union's got almost a third of a morale stage lead. See, this is kind of the overextending I can get behind. 5th Corps blobbing up again and just going through the separated CSA force. I can kind of get behind this.
I think the Union knows that their last charge into this area won them that B point, and I think their mindset is if we can keep charging and keep CSA off this fence, we can keep this B point.
Yeah. Every time we see the 5th Corps blob, they do great things, and that continues to today. It's a half morale stage difference now.
It looks like AB is going to jump into the corn and try to wrap around to get behind New York over here.
I think 5th Corps is going to catch up to them, though. They are cruising. Oh, the 5th Corps train stops. They're starting to reform a little bit. But yeah, like you mentioned, there goes Archer's Brigade.
Yeah, we got your fucking number. Yeah, we got your number. Yeah, we got your number. Yeah, we got your number.
They're in the corn.
Union might just try to be ending this game right now.
On me, archers. Archers, follow me.
5th Corps is still very much formed up, and CSA, their whole team is basically at main spawn right now. CSA, I don't think have any downed flags, which is, I think, even a more impressive part.
It looks like Archer's Brigade is retreating, but I don't think they realize these 5th Corps guys are still over here.
Yeah.
They're just charging right back into them. They're about to die either way. They're boxed in.
Why are we going in the middle?
On me.
Yeah, they definitely don't know. Those bushes and trees, they conceal you a little bit, and CSA is now almost down to breaking.
Shit, sorry, sir.
I mean, at that point, what do? You're boxed in. I mean, the only other option they could have done was push down the A point.
Yeah, push down the corn to get out, but maybe they only thought it was a few Union guys. Regardless, another good wipe there for Union. Union's taking over this match. They're about to hit CSA into breaking. Had a lot of CSA main spawns moving around, trying to hit the B point from the south side.
It looks like 7th LA is gonna down here to the south of B point. They're gonna extend way out here to the south and try to flank in behind.
Don't know if they have the numbers to do that if Union stays near B.
Midwest Brigade's with them.
14th Tennessee is splitting off. Midwest Brigade's going 14th. 7th LA is going middle. More Midwest are following 7th LA. And CSA, it's breaking. It's almost a whole morale stage difference right now. And Union is charging these spread out CSA groups.
Yeah, Ohio's about to get overwhelmed here.
Alright, Crucified, you've got line.
7th LA is trying to move up, maybe to assist.
Maryland, rally up. Get your loads.
I like how once we heard it with...
Shoot him up.
Stable.
Where'd they go?
I like that 7th LA decided to volley there to try to get some of the numbers down.
Keep it as a
I did not
line,
like
keep
the
it as a
volume
line,
charge.
don't
I would
bunch
have
up.
to disagree.
Don't bunch up.
I mean,
5th Corps is going to pull back
They
as
are.
14th Tennessee is going to keep flanking.
oh, is Union charging A? I'll explain why I disagree in a second, but Union is putting pressure on A right now. 8th Connecticut's going that way. CSA trying to hold on the wood line, but
Right side.
it is looking a little rough right now for them.
Love you, Kramer.
You know what I don't understand is why the CSA don't just throw a little force over the sea. I mean, it's so easy for them to take that point right now.
Yep. You gotta harass that 3rd point to make your enemy keep guys over there. I think CSA artillery just team killed their own guy shooting at A. Still a lot of charging there. CSA really trying to outflank B, hitting the barn, but looks like Union might contain that. Union charging on top of A. They're trying to decap this. But trying to bonsai into this point is probably the hardest point of them all. I mean, it's a little valley in a bad area. 3rd Kentucky going on the point. Directly trying to kill the Union guys on there.
Midwest Brigade's going to get wiped.
CSA artillery is very close to killing their own guys consistently. They definitely don't mean to. They're trying to hit 8th Connecticut, but the fuse time is long and they're aiming a little too high, but not easy shot. Anyways, unless you're really, really close, I was going to say I don't like a volley and then charge in because the odds that someone misses a shot is pretty high. I would rather people save a shot until they're point blank and a confirmed hit versus shooting from a long ways and then charging in. At that distance, it was kind of but at least that's just my opinion.
If they would have been a little closer, it would have made more sense. I see where you're coming from on that point of view. It looks like 20th Georgia and 1st Ohio is going to hold this rock area in the B point.
Yes, CSA's kind of held at A. Union kind of pull off of that. Like you mentioned, Midwest Brigade and them, they have those rocks at B. It's kind of open if they want because Union's distracted charging the CSA at their barn, which is 7th LA and 14th.
CS Artillery just messed them up on them rocks. They are going to... CSA is going to charge into B.
Yeah, they got to stop the bleeding. It's a whole morale stage difference right now. I don't think that 20th Georgia is going to be able to do much, though. Union's kind of
these 5th Corps guys are going to just mow them down as they run out there, though.
Yeah. Flag bearer runs away. He's like, oh, no, I'm not losing this flag. They're going to start the decap.
Ooh,
oh, my
and
goodness.
Union Artillery just saves it. Amazing hit on
Second time, too. I mean... That's beautifully... I don't think I've seen Union Artillery roll the guns up there before. It's a nice spot.
That is, it took them, you know, like 15 minutes to get them there, but you know that was a big. It's won them that point, honestly.
Yeah, I think there's two distinct moments where it's been huge, but look at C for Union. CSA going through the woods, starting to make a move on it, and they should have no resistance. It's Archer's Brigade heading that way right now.
I think the CSA is trying to do the same thing that the Union did. They're going to try to make them think that their whole force is pushed to C, and then they're going to have these couple guys at C push in, or at B push in, because they're probably hoping the rest of the Union pushes down to C.
We'll see what happens. The thing is, though, is A is kind of open because that was the defending force at A, and Union is doing this beautifully three-pronged attack on the CSA defensive line, and they're going to be able to run over everything. A is kind of open right now for them.
It looks like 5th Corps is about to push in. And they stopped at the snake fence over here.
Yeah. Some of the Union guys, they stopped, like you mentioned. Those groups sat down, shot from a distance. You have a deeper Union group that did charge in. It was the 8th Connecticut from 5th Corps. They're still alive, but barely. I don't think those guys are going to get to see before CSA hits last stand, but at least CSA can try to get Union down and hold 2 of the points before the round ends so they don't have to retreat as much, because Union's probably getting this victory here.
Got numbers.
Unless CSA caps all 3 points, which I don't see happening.
Let me tell you something. You're about to get me a beer. You're about to win me.
Some Union are actually moving to C right now. It's 65th Illinois, and I can understand that because I think it was Rich from 14th Indiana who's they're very friendly with 65th from what I see. He probably communicated that to them, and 65th is trying to stop it, but they're frankly outnumbered. So CSA hits last stand. If they die, they don't come back, but they're going to try to aggressively hold the points. CSA might try a dive bomb at B here. I see some CSA on the woods to the northwest of the points. 7th LA and 14th Tennessee. They're not dive bombing the point.
CSA decap C.
Peaks and valleys, 7th LA, peaks and valleys.
Jack, let's go. Peaks and valleys to the left.
So Union's just sweeping through, doing the blob again. They're just trying to finish this round.
There we go. I forget where the...
So CSA's got C. They're going to hit Union in the breaking. CSA spawns out of main are about to get squashed.
Duck down and lost in. It doesn't matter anymore.
Keep going to A.
Keep going to A.
Keep going, I guess.
Keep going, keep going.
And CSA just kind of ignoring, trying to go and defend the point, stay on it exactly. Union's got an entourage heading to C.
Bobby mom.
This whole time I've been trying to put $2 grand
Looks
in
like
the
they're
Melania
pushing
for
up,
a fucking
boys.
idiot.
Looks
Flag
like Union's
forward.
going to charge him.
Looks like Midwest Brigade's charging in on the west side of B.
I want that flag down.
And Midwest Brigade's officer, it looks like he's going to go try the decap B.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. Union sending some more reinforcements. They're going to win here on C. That's no surprise there. They're going to decap and take it back. Union, meanwhile, on A. CSA on B. It is all over the place.
And oh my goodness, Union Artillery just messed up them boys on B.
There's another one.
Union boys.
I mean, honestly, as the CSA, there's not much they can do about that right now.
Spread it out, 14. Spread it out. Don't clump together. Spread it out. Oh boy, howdy.
Artillery knocks down the guy decapping, doesn't kill though. So CSA is going to decap at B. Union's got C, and they've got A. But CSA get that decap. No one has anything capped. Who would have thought you'd see that?
Maybe decap A somehow.
But Union's got it right back.
I feel like 5th Corps is about to push really heavily into B
Yeah, I
from
reckon.
A point here.
So if Union do cap all 3 points, a 3-minute counterattack will start. And in order for CSA to stop that, they'll have to neutralize and then retake a point. Or they'll have to neutralize 2 of the points. Which I don't know if that's possible. And if anything, it's going to be CSA is going to get last standed before that. CSA can still be last standed even during the counterattack. Here comes some charging.
It looks like CSA is getting boxed in from all sides. There's no escaping this.
Break it out. Flag buddy, run, flag. Oh my god, flag buddy, run, flag buddy. Oh, you fucking son of a bitch.
And Union's kind of dive bombing the point. I mean, if Union gets all 3 up before CSA gets last standed, that's very good for the Union token. I don't know why they're not capping.
Get the flag on.
Flag gets on.
Let's go, body blockage.
They have started the cap.
Oh my goodness, there's a CSA group off on the side. They're going to prevent the last stand, A and B. They're holding these rocks. Union's going to get all 3 points before they get wiped. Most likely.
Sir, please kill me. Sir, anyone, please kill me. I don't want a Yankee kill me, sir. Please kill me.
They've got 4 guys on those rocks. Union's going to get all 3 points. That's huge.
That's massive. The Union team has been very well coordinated and have played very well this map.
Yeah. Do you have any more thoughts for this round as we're closing it out for the night?
Honestly, I think the CSA was just very disorganized, and I think if they would have kept in big regiments instead of spreading out as much, I think they could have held B. That's my only mistake. On the Union, I mean, they did really good. At first, I didn't like the overextensions over there, but honestly, that's what won them the game, is kept charging in on that side of the map and just wiping the CSA out.
Yeah,
Oh no, not
I would
A
agree.
point.
I mean, Union spreading out so much allowed CSA to just push right back into the point and just take it back for themselves. And that's definitely frustrating. But eventually Union grouped up. They charged through and wiped. So good few rounds today. With that all being said, Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe if you want to support the channel more. We have a Patreon where you can get a live stream of all the broadcasts we do. You can advertise your regiment in the bottom of our videos and get an additional broadcast per week. Besides that, though, we have our Discord, merch, X, Instagram, and TikTok. All those lovely links are in the description. But regardless of all that, I appreciate y'all being here. Another successful weekend of broadcasting War of Rights. And I hope you all enjoyed. I am stalling before this finishes. Anyways, have a good night, everybody. See you in the next one.